Welcome back, shorties.
Hey guys, welcome to the third episode of the Girls Club podcast.
Yes,
We are in our
welcome back.
October theme wear today.
Yes.
Jada with the cat ears and me with the skeletons.
Yes.
If you want a shirt like this,
Hit up her mom.
hit my mom up. She makes a lot of cool things. Okay. Updates. We're gonna be making a vlog, our first vlog, because we wanted to just throw in some different stuff on the channel every now and then.
Yes.
So we're gonna make a vlog of what we did today. It was very just like girls' day, like fall theme, just fun October things that we did. And it's been pretty eventful, so check that out. I think it'll be pretty interesting to watch. And you might find a cool place to visit if you're from our area.
Yeah, if you're from San Antonio or Texas.
Yeah, if you're from Texas.
Or like in the Austin, New Braunfels area. Yeah.
You'll find a cool place to go visit. So yeah, that's the updates that we have. This podcast episode is actually exciting.
Yes.
Yeah,
we're gonna be talking about love and breakups.
So the whole ordeal of relationships, the goods, the bads, the highs, the lows, just like everything from our experience. Obviously, we can't speak from
Other
experience that we haven't had.
Exactly.
But just from what we've experienced and our feelings on this. So again, don't take any of this to heart. Don't take any of this as facts. This is just our experiences.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure we'll give like somewhat of some type of advice, but if you
just
wanna,
from, but like it's from what we've
yeah, and if
experienced,
you want to take it, you can. But like we said, you don't have to.
yeah, it's just and it's very different for everybody. So this could very well not pertain to a single person that watches this, but it could pertain to everyone that watches this. Like it's very difficult to speak for everyone when it comes to this type of thing because everyone's relationship is so different.
Exactly.
And even like between us, like we've had different experiences and we're
Yes.
so we're just gonna speak on like our
Yes.
experiences and talk a little bit about our thoughts on it.
Okay, so like you said, we're gonna start with love first, and since I don't have my phone out, I came past like this little like reading or whatever that talked about 3 types of love that you can have, like in a relationship, like specifically for relationships. So can you look it up on your phone? Because
3 types of love.
yeah, look up what are the 3 types of love on Safari.
Okay, we're gonna look up what are the 3 types of love. Oh my gosh. This is a little challenging. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what she's talking about, by the way. That's like Greek stuff. Just go off what you remember. You don't have to.
No. It was on here because I looked it up.
Okay, well, I'll just talk while she's looking for that. Love is a very tricky thing because I feel like there's this stigma around.
Okay, I found it.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
Okay, so they named it on the website as we only fall in love with 3 people in our lifetime, each one for a specific reason.
They talked about this on Free the Girls.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I looked more into the reading and I was like, like that looks interesting, so let's see. And so it said, falling in love the first time, the love that looks right. Okay, and it says, it's been said that we really only fall in love with 3 people in our lifetime, yet it's also believed that we need each of these loves for a different reason. Often our first...
You're gonna read the whole thing?
No, I'm just reading this.
Okay.
Often our first is when we are young in high school. It's idealistic love, the one that seems like the fairy tales we read as children. Okay, and it basically just says like we believe that this love is like for society's sake, and then we enter it with the belief that this will be our only love, and it doesn't matter if it feels quite right or whatever the case is. But obviously, because of this type of love, how others view us are more important than how we actually feel, and that's why that's why it says it's a love that looks right. So it's not really actually right for you. It just looks right to you, and like You basically just care about the looks of it, basically, and that's what it
I'm
is.
gonna give my opinion on this after you're done.
Okay, and then it says falling in love the second time, the hard love. Okay, and this says the hard love, the one that teaches us lessons about who we are and how we often want or need to be loved. This is the kind of love that hurts, whether through lies, pain, or manipulation. Okay, and it's basically saying we think we're making different choices in our first, but in reality, we're still making the choices out of need to learn lessons, but we hang on. Our second love can become a cycle, oftentimes one we keep repeating because we think that somehow the end will be different than before. Yet each time we try, it seems to end worse than before. Okay, so sometimes it's just unhealthy, imbalanced, or narcissistic, even, as they described it. Okay, and it basically means you're just trying to make it work becomes more important than whether it actually should work. So basically, like, it shouldn't work, but like, you're trying so hard to make it work when reality is it shouldn't really work. Okay, that's what it's saying. And so falling in love the third time, the love that lasts. So that's just basically saying the love we never see coming. This is a love where we come together with someone and it just fits. There aren't any ideal expectations about how each person should be acting, nor is there pressure to become someone other than who we truly are. We are just simply accepted for who we already are, and it shakes us to our core. And it's just the love that feels right. So I just thought, I don't know, but I feel like it kind of like, it doesn't match key, like it doesn't match perfect, but I feel like it gives a good summary on like how like most people loves, or like most people's or ours, whatever loves goes about sometimes. So I just thought it was interesting.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I just think that like love is so like it's just so different that like for everybody that you could have one love, you could have 10 loves, you could have 3 loves. Like I feel like there's not really like a number you can put on like.
Well, I don't think they're actually giving a number. I just think
No, I know, but I mean like you don't necessarily have to go through those stages. Like maybe you only go through like the idealistic love your whole life, or like no, like I don't think that there's like but I mean I do agree with like some of them that like I know that those are very real like types, and like I've experienced.
But I honestly feel like everybody or most people experience like that first love, whether it's like high school and all that, and they be like, oh yeah, she's like the love of my life. Like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, but you still have a whole world to see. Like, you don't know what there is to come, like, as you get older and experience new things, or who you're gonna meet or whatever.
And I feel like an area that me and Jada don't agree with love is that like you think that there's a certain like
I changed my view on that.
Okay, well Jada used to think that like there was like a time where like say if you've been with someone for a month and you told them you love them, she didn't think that was possible. She didn't think it was real. She thought it was just lust. And in some cases it may very well be, but some people really do fall in love that fast. Like, like it's just different and for everyone, and you could fall in love in not a day, but like you could fall in love really fast. It's just really different for everybody. But so how did your opinion change on that?
But my opinion changed on that because I don't know, I guess like the more relationships that I saw like growing like close to me or like around me, or like even like on social media or whatever, like people that I follow and stuff, they're obviously in relationships, and they weren't like in relationships for very long, and then they're just like blah blah blah, like, oh I love you, and doing all this like just stuff to like grow their relationship. And like I just like started like reading more about it, reading like upon it and all that other stuff, and I don't know, just like doing more reading and like research on like how like people can like make their relationship build and be stronger, like for it not taking like a long amount of time, like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like I feel like that's what like led my mind towards like a different direction.
Yeah, and I do also feel that like sometimes girls and even guys like mistake love for lust. Like I know it's very easy to mistake them, but I feel like it's important to for me it's important to like really know that I love the person before I say it. Like I want to be sure, because there's been times where I've been talking to someone or something, and I'll be like, I feel like really strongly for this person, but I don't know if I love them, like I don't know if it's just like a physical thing or I don't know what, but like I will not say it unless I really truly mean it.
Yeah, like for me, I guess like love, I just like look at it as like a really strong word. For me, like if you love somebody, like you're pretty
like
much,
I haven't even told Jada I love her.
You're pretty much almost do anything for them, you know, or like whatever. Like you actually like really down dirty with them, you know,
down bad.
Yeah, and that's how like I feel like let's say if like people are dating, like yeah, they can be like really like close and really get like really, like she said, really strong. And I feel like yeah, you can like go ahead, like you can have that strong relationship and that you can feel like you're like really strong with them and feelings and all that. But like I said, I just feel like some people just like, you just have to know if that's really love or it's just like, you know, like.
And it's gonna be like, and it's these are all lessons that I feel like you're not, like you could watch this video 1,000 times and take all the advice that people give you and you're still gonna fall on your face. Like these are lessons that you kind of have to learn through like the heartbreak and through the experiences. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna take all the relationship advice and apply it to like whoever I date and just expect for it to be perfect and last forever, because that's just not the reality, sadly. And you're gonna learn a lot. The thing that I can say is that you're gonna learn a lot about yourself, like through breakups. Like that's like the biggest thing.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like she said, you're gonna learn a lot about yourself during breakups or through breakups. Like I feel like that's what shaped us into like the women we are like now, you know?
Yeah.
Because like without going through those things or like witnessing those things or those experiences, I feel like we wouldn't know or we wouldn't perceive it the same way we do now, or like, you know, view it the same. Like
I look back and like I tried to take something from every relationship that I have, like even if it's bad, like I still try to just take something from it so it wasn't just a waste of my time. But like I feel like every time I can look back and like know what I learned from a specific person, and some more than others, and like some I learned good things, some I learned bad things, but I learned something from every relationship, or not even like, or just people that I've talked to. Like just that's the best advice I could give, is just learn something from everyone that you encounter about yourself, because it'll just like it'll just help your growth and help you to become the person that you are today. You know? So that's the love part. Like it's just, I feel like it's such a like, it's such a high, like, huh?
No, keep on going.
Yeah, it's just such a high. Like when you're like falling in love, and when you think you're in love, or when you love someone, it is like the greatest feeling.
And another thing,
like
and another thing is like people mistake love, like the true like good love, and then there's like toxic love. Like people be switching those up like daily. They'll be like I don't even know, like they be in the toxic,
they'll be like
hold on, like if you really like, if you're in a relationship and you really love the person, you shouldn't need to be like stalking their social media or like having passwords to their social media, or like
that's not love. Having someone's password and them like trusting you with their password is not love.
Yes, like you should have enough trust in that relationship, and if you really love somebody, you shouldn't have to have their password and go on, check their stuff and go through everything and like control who they can and like can't text or whatever, hang out with. Like you should, if you really love somebody, you know them to where you shouldn't have to have that validation by having their passwords and stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, I think it's so crazy that like, I really do believe that like the way that we treat love, or the way that we treat like relationships, has a lot to do with like what we saw growing up, like through our parents. Because I know for me, like a lot of things I learned from like my parents are divorced.
Same
and you know, in and out of relationships, and it's very like, I wouldn't say unstable, but it's very like, it's not something that you would want to have, or that you would choose to have. It's just not consistent. Let's just say it's just not consistent. And so like for me, like that's all I knew. That's all I, you know, like, and subconsciously, like I wasn't just like, oh, well, I'm doomed to have like failed relationships. It was just like a subconscious thing in my mind. Like that's all I saw. So like, that's what I found like acceptable, or like normal.
Yeah. Or like how relationships should go, you know?
Yeah, and like an example is like when my mom was in her past relationship, like they weren't very healthy towards the end, and like they would give me advice and be like, well, whenever the person stops fighting back and like when they stop fighting in conversation, like that means they don't care anymore. So that's how I seeked validation. Like I was like, well, I need to start these fights to see if the person cares, like if they fight back, you know what I mean? Like I would just start random little fights over nothing just to like get validation that person still cared about me. And in reality, that is the most toxic thing you can do, is to create fights to see if someone cares about you. That is, no, don't do that. And that's something I learned from my last relationship. Like that's not healthy. It's not good for you. But that's what I mean when I'm saying like we learn stuff from our parents subconsciously, and like we just think that that's normal. So it's not like I was doing it on purpose. It's not like I was trying to hurt anybody. It's just like
that's what you saw. So
that's just what I knew, you know?
Yeah.
So
or that's what you heard. Or that's what you're giving advice about. So you're like, I'm gonna take it. And obviously, since your parents are your guardians, you're obviously gonna trust them.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? And like in my head, that made sense. You know, like if someone cares about you, they're gonna fight for you. So I was like, well, let's see if you fight for me. And like in reality, that was not taught. And I'm still like, it's not like I've completely grown out of it. Like it's gonna take time because that's all I've done like so far. But I'm trying not to do that anymore because I know it's not healthy and it's not gonna give me a healthy relationship. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's what I think. And I just think back to like all that, like passwords and all that, and just jealousy in general is just not gonna get y'all's relationship anywhere. It's gonna create more fights and bad times than it will good times.
Yeah, having like you should not own your partner. You shouldn't you shouldn't really control like what they do or anything. It should be a respect thing. Like it should just be that person respects you enough to not follow certain people or not message certain people, or you know what I'm saying? Like it should just be respect that they have for you to not do those things. You should have to ask them to not like their ex's pictures or to unfollow all the girls that they've, you know, hooked up with. Like it's just a respect thing for the person that you're with at that time. And it's not like you can't follow them back if it doesn't work out, you know what I'm saying? Like it just really depends on like if you really respect that person and you want, you know, what's best for them.
Yeah, I agree with that. And one more thing, like y'all can have y'all's own time. Like y'all don't always gotta be with each other. Like, oh, I have to be with him 24/7, or I have to be with her 24/7. Like, no, y'all own people. Y'all were separate before y'all met each other, so y'all can be doing things alone, like while y'all are in a relationship.
And that's another thing. It's because I was talking to Jade about this earlier because I was on a live and this person was just discussing how, you know, they were a little upset that the person they were talking to didn't invite them to a party with them. And in the comments, everyone was agreeing and everyone was like, yeah, that's a red flag. Like, I'm obsessed with my person. Like, I just want to be with them all the time. I don't hang out with the girls or the boys. Like, I am just 100% my person and that's it. And I'm sorry, I don't think that's healthy for anyone. Like, I don't think that is a healthy way to live for anyone. I think that even if you don't have like a friend group or, you know, you like to be alone, you still need time for yourself. Like, you still need to know who you are without that person. I was going to say, I didn't mess it up right.
Sorry, we had a
technical difficulty.
Yeah.
But you still need to know who you are without that person. And otherwise, if worse comes to worse and you and that person don't work out, you're not going to know who you are. And that happens so often where girls like will get in a breakup and they're like, oh, literally, who am I? Like, I just wish could know myself.
Yeah. And like having those girls around with you or there that you didn't like just push off to the side during your relationship, they can help you overcome that. So that's why it's so important to make sure that y'all have those like different people that y'all can go to during your relationships. Like, yeah, he can go to the boys for a weekend, you can go to the girls for a weekend. Like,
or you could go and read a book at a park by yourself, or go paint, or like do something that spends time with yourself, because you cannot.
It's not a bad thing. Like,
you cannot not know who you are without a person. Like,
like at the end of the day, you only have yourself.
And I know it's easier said than done.
Nobody's gonna have you except for you. So you gotta make sure that relationship between you and you is strong. You can't let a relationship or whoever get in the way of it.
Yeah. And I know it's easier said than done. Like, I know we can get like wrapped up in a relationship and get really like involved and invested in it. But like, I just think it's like, if you can, to just kind of keep that like in mind and be like, you know, I've seen this person 5 days out of the week. Maybe I should take a day or something to just like pamper myself, or just to spend some like time with myself. Like, just spend some time on yourself because it's important.
Yeah, or even if you don't like being by yourself, like we said, just go out with your friends. Like, just because you're going out doing something without your partner doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing or that you have to do a bad thing while you go out. Like, no, just go have fun, live your life.
And okay, now I want to get into the breakup part.
Okay, so now transitioning to breakup.
Yeah, so that was love. It was like love leading into breakup, because we talked a little bit about breakup, but now we're gonna talk about the low. Okay, so this is when you and your person, girl or boy, have broken up, and you are like, what do I do? And the best advice, and I know it's cliche and you've heard it 1,000 times, but like, this is like honestly just the best advice, is for one, literally the only thing that can like heal you, I guess, is time. Like,
yes.
you can like invest yourself in other stuff and work on yourself and
or
do
like
this and that, and that
find a rebound if.
Yeah, and that stuff may be temporary fixes, or like working on yourself, maybe like it may speed up the process, but in general, like, you're not gonna get over it until like your mind is over it. Like, you can't speed it up. It just has to happen over time. And then the second thing is that like healing is not like a straight line. It's like up and down and sideways and down. Like, it's crazy. And I didn't understand that saying until like I experienced like a breakup, because like there was some days where I was like, I am 100% over it. Like I don't even know what I ever saw in that person. Like, I don't miss them. And then there was days like a week later after that where I was like, I'm crying right now because I miss that person and I want them back. And like, it's just crazy. Like, it's so crazy how your mind can be like, one day like you feel on top of the moon and you're over that person, and then the next day you're like,
dang, like
I want them back. Like, I miss them. So that's like the best thing I can say, because I know, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Real quick, because I know when I was doing, like, I felt like I was down on myself about that, because I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, one day I'm this and the next day I'm not. Like, is something wrong? Like, I'm crazy. But I had to like let myself know that it's okay and it's normal. Like, that's just how the mind works. Some days you'll feel better than others. Like, you can't help it. So don't like feel bad if some days you feel over him and some days you're crying because you want him back. Like, that's all I can say.
Yeah, that's definitely something I experienced.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah,
and like,
cause like you said, like, I don't know, like, days you'll be like, yeah, like, girl, like,
I don't need him. I'm over
it. Like I got my other people I can go to. But then, like, literally, it could be that night. You're just up in bed, like,
you're like, wait.
Dude, am I really okay? No, but yes.
Yeah. And another thing I can say, because I know for me, like, I don't know about for you or for other people, but I know, like, I feel so guilty that it takes me so long to get over someone, because I feel like it makes you feel dumb. Like, you're like, this person's in a whole relationship, this person's moved on, or whatever the case is. Exactly. And I'm over here still, like, sometimes thinking about it. Like, it's...
And another... No, I was just looking at you. I was looking at your hands, like, on your shirt.
But I just feel, like, so down on myself, because I'm like, I am a psycho who cannot get over their ex. But that is, like, do not feel down on yourself, because, like I said, it takes time.
And, like, yeah... And like another thing, like obviously I don't do it right now, but something that I used to like so much like fully like think about or get down on myself about was obviously like with my past relationship or whoever. I'm sure you probably felt this way too, but like y'all broke up and then they get into a new relationship and they're like treating the other person way better, or like doing things that they never even thought to do with you, or like even get you, or just like genuine like cute things. And it's just like dang, did I do something to deserve that or something? Like,
where was this energy when I was there?
I know, like,
no,
I put in everything and I still didn't get that. I'm just kidding. But But when that first happened and like I first broke up and all that stuff happened, like I used to think like I did something wrong or something, but now it doesn't bother me anymore because obviously I'm over that part. But yeah.
No, for me, like, I never really got down on myself for that because I know, like, and this is terrible, but I feel like I just know it's like that temporary, like, honeymoon phase is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Honeymoon
That's a good
phase.
point. I forgot.
Like that's just the way I see it because I'm like, you know, I'm over here thinking like, oh, they didn't do that for me. They didn't treat me like that. But that's because that's towards the end, you know, like towards the end, they stopped putting effort. They stopped, you know, trying to get you. But when you think about at the beginning, like what they really did to try and get you, like all these like things that they went out of the way to do, it's the honeymoon phase. Like, I don't know how else to put it. So I don't get too down on myself about that because, you know, every relationship should begin like very good. And, you know, I hope that they're treating you right at the beginning, but it's just one of those things where it's like, to me, that's just how I view it. And I might be I might be pessimistic, but, you know, I am very pessimistic about love right now. I'm not gonna lie. Just because like how situations have gone down.
I totally agree with her. I'm the same way with her.
Yeah, like I've just been like, nothing lasts forever.
Exactly. That's honestly how I think. Like,
yeah, it is terrible.
When I
like,
see
if
couples,
you're watching this and you're like, you haven't gotten your heart broken yet, please just keep going.
Exactly.
Keep putting your all into
like
everything.
when I see couples, I'm like, dang, like good for y'all.
I'm like, how cute.
But
It should be over in like a week.
Yeah, like that's honestly like. I don't know why, but that's just how I think.
It's because the reason is because like you've been burned and like, because I know before, like I had been very optimistic about love and like I was like, oh yeah, like everything was so like that child, like the first love that you read about, like everything was just so like a movie or you know, feeling all these things. Then okay, get your heart broken once, fall on your face, you're like, all right, like maybe it was again. Maybe it was that one person, let's get up, let's try again, let's put ourselves out there again. And then you're like, you know what, I'm still gonna try.
Third time is a charm, right?
Because, you know, it might be different again.
Yeah.
And so like after a certain amount of times, you're just like, it's not different. Like it's gonna happen every time and it's just part of life. Like that's just how I see it. It's like you're gonna fall in love, you're gonna get your heart broken. And it's just part of life. Like it happened, it's gonna happen again. Even though I say I'm pessimistic, I'm gonna get in another relationship. I'm gonna get my heart broken again. Or unless I meet the one, but you know, I'm young still, so that's very unlikely. But that's just the way I see it. And I'm like, it's part of life. And I feel like if like, it's just easier for me to like cope with if I view it as that instead of being so like gullible and like, oh my god, like,
oh my gosh, like
it's gonna be so perfect.
I'm gonna marry him, like, sweetie.
Yeah, I'm like,
you might, but
you might,
but
you might not.
Yeah,
like my sister tells me all the time. She's like, you're young, like you're gonna fall in love and you're gonna fall out of love, and you're like, you have so much life to like experience.
Like, exactly. So. Like when that like little breakup happened or whatever, like I would talk to my mom like and all that. She's like, girl, like why are you even crying over this? Like it's gonna happen. There's gonna be like relationships.
10 more,
There's gonna be like ones that hurt 10 times more than that. So it's like,
and it's true. It's so true. Yeah. Sorry, because there was someone before my last relationship where I was like, this is heartbreak. Like I was so sad. I was like I don't know how anything could feel worse. Like I was like, in my head, like I would literally pray, okay, like and be like, just like let him come back to me someday, okay, I don't care when, just someday. Then I was like, okay, I just over time got over it, and I did not I just did not have those feelings anymore. And now I'm like, now this person has come back and I'm like, I don't want him. Like, I just don't, like, and it's not even nothing, like, it's not like, no, you hurt me, I don't want you back. It's just like, I just genuinely don't want him.
Like, you really got over him.
I really got over it. And that's just, like, the funny but, like, sad kind of thing is, like, girls and guys, too, will be, like, begging for them to come back. And then you'll get over them, and then they'll come back, and you're like, I don't even want you. Like, why did you have to come back now? Why couldn't you come back 10 months ago when I really wanted you to come back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, But this is all just part of
Life.
relationships, and it's just how life works out.
Exactly.
And yeah, I know we are pessimistic about love, but at the same time, like when I have experienced it, it's been great. Like it's been really, happy. And even like I always would think about this when I would get sad, and it's just like, when I would get sad, I would just think, well, I'm just grateful that I got to experience that in my lifetime, because some people don't. Some people get taken too soon. Some people never find love. And I'm just very grateful that I got to experience love in this lifetime. Like romantic love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
honestly, like, you never know, that may be your last love that you experience.
Yeah, it might, because something can happen to you tomorrow. And that's why I just try to be grateful instead of
hating or whatever.
Yeah, instead of negative, because some people don't get that experience, and some people, wish they could have that experience, and they just don't meet anybody or like situation like that. So don't just think about it negatively and be like throwing a whole pity party for yourself. Just be grateful that you got to experience it and that you got to feel what love feels like, because it really is like. It's a good feeling. Like, it really is.
Yeah, it feels great. It feels like nothing can stop you.
Yeah, it does. And it feels like...
It will stop you right in your tracks. But
that's like the bit, like, that's really one thing that got me through it, was because I was just like, you know what? I had great experiences. I have memories for life that, I got to experience a first love. And some people don't. So just be grateful.
Yeah.
What else? I think that's like,
it's hard.
It is hard because you're like, no, I hate that person, and that's another thing. I feel like I'm talking a lot. Do you have something to say?
Yeah, no, but I was gonna add, like, even after like breakups, like breakups don't, like, I feel like so many people view breakups as like, okay, since we broke up, we're done. Like, I'm never talking to them again. Like, we cannot be friends.
Continue.
I'm just playing. But they're like,
You want some?
no. But they're like, but
Hurry. What were you saying?
Stop.
But they're like, what?
What? Okay. But they're so where's that? But no, they're like in the breakup. They're like, no, like, I can never be friends with this person. I'm like. It always has to end badly. I feel like when breakups happen, I feel like people always look at it like, or like expect them to end badly. But no, there can be some breakups like she's just sad.
No, I'm not.
But
I used to think like that.
Done.
I'm sorry. Continue. Wrap it up.
Oh, I'm gonna. Okay, so she used to. Let me finish and not.
No, don't expose me. Okay, continue.
But but no, I feel like it can, like, the breakup doesn't always have to end in a bad way. Like,
no,
it can. Y'all can.
I have plenty of
like
exes that not exes, but like guys I used to talk to that I'm still very close with.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all can break up.
Well, not close with,
but like. Well, y'all can break up and still, like, have that friendship there, like, talk or whatever, like, I don't know, but like,
I think it depends on how the breakup went.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not every relationship breaks up in a bad way. Like, it's just, it can be because, oh yeah, I had to break up because we moved over here and I didn't want to do long distance. But y'all can still be friends and help each other grow and still check up on each other and still, look out for each other. It doesn't have to be that resentment towards each other.
No, but then again, some people really will do you dirty.
Exactly.
And those people don't deserve a friendship with you, to be really honest. Like, they don't deserve to have their cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like some guys and girls will, like, have a breakup, cheat on their, just different situations, and they'll be like, well, can we still be friends? Because they still want you in their life, but they just don't. Like, they just want to have that string.
They just want to know that you're wrapped around their finger.
Exactly. And they don't deserve that. Like, some people really, truly don't deserve you in their life. And that's for you to decide. But, like, yes, there are some that you can still be friends with, but, like, those people that do you dirty and that still want to just have you on their little leash, don't give them that satisfaction. Like,
exactly.
You deserve to have your happiness, and as long as you're attached to that person and wrapped around their finger, you're not going to be able to be happy.
And honestly, I don't think you'd be able to truly heal.
No, you really wouldn't. You really wouldn't. Like, you have to be cut off, no contact, wipe your hands clean, and work on yourself to move on. Yeah. Like, if there's still feelings there and you're still trying to be having a friendship, no. If you want to have a friendship, you have to both have no feelings, right? Do you agree, or do you think?
Wait, what?
Like, if you want to be friends after the breakup, each of you have to have no feelings for each other. Otherwise, it's unhealthy.
Yes, I agree. You could have
you could care about them, obviously.
Yes. But yeah.
But not romantically, because if one of you has romantic feelings and the other doesn't, you're gonna get hurt again. Like,
yes.
It's just the facts.
But yeah, like she said, you can care for them, but don't be in that friendship hoping it's gonna start something up again.
Yeah, no,
it's not gonna work.
And one last thing while we wrap this up, I just thought about this: breaks. Like, when they don't take them.
That's for little kids.
Don't take them. And no, it's not. It shouldn't be for anyone. Breaks should not be normalized. You either want to be with the person or you don't. And
when I say little kids, I feel like it's like middle school relationships.
Immature.
Yeah, people that are not mature yet.
It's the same thing as having the person
that don't know what they want.
It's the same thing as having the person on the leash.
Yes.
Like, you either want to be with the person or you don't. If you don't want to be with them and you just feel bad about saying it, grow up and free that person. Like,
say, hey, like, I don't think this is the right time for me. I don't think it's gonna work out with this. So I think it's best if we just be apart for this time. And if you feel different, you can go back to them in whatever, like in another time.
But breaks truly do more harm than good. They never, and I don't think they ever end in like a better relationship. Like, maybe some do, but I truly don't think that breaks should be a thing. Because, like, what is it? It's you breaking up so that you guys can both go do other things and then getting back together. Like, that's just gonna result in in future arguments,
especially if they find out like if you did something with another person, that's just gonna create another argument or something, or make someone else jealous, you know?
Yeah, like, obviously they're gonna ask, like, oh, what did you do on the break? Like, did you hook up with someone else? Did you catch feelings for someone else? Like, it's really gonna do more harm than good. So either you want to be with the person or you don't. It's not that hard to decide. And so just let them know, like, communication is really key.
Yes.
And
another thing that I want to add is, we were talking about this earlier. I don't know, we just forgot to talk about it, but giving in too easily, or like putting out, like,
okay.
Like, girls and boys,
just be vague.
Like, girls and boys, please do not do that. Like,
just know your worth,
Yeah, know your worth. Like, if you feel like someone's pressuring you into like doing something in a relationship, sexual or non-sexual wise, and you feel like you're not ready, then tell them. And if they don't respect that, then they don't really like you.
They don't respect you.
They don't respect you as like, and you just, at that point, you just have to know your worth, because boys and both girls can be very manipulating and they can be very pushy when they want something. But you just have
to... And they can pretend to care about you. They can pretend to love you when in reality, they just want one thing.
They just tell you what you want to hear, baby.
Exactly. So just...
Boys and girls.
Just make sure that when you do, decide to do whatever you decide to do, you're ready. You feel like you're ready mentally and emotionally and everything other than that. And do it on your own pace. Like, do not rush. Do not feel pressured. That is something that you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. That person is not going to have to live with that. So just take your time. Be ready and know your worth. If that person doesn't respect your boundaries, then that person doesn't respect you. And that's that. And
if they want to do something that you don't want to do, and then they break up for you for that, or cheat on you, or whatever the case is, then guess what? They're not meant for you.
And I feel like respect, like, I know people say communication is like the most important thing in a relationship. I feel like it's respect, because if you have respect for the other person, like, genuinely just respect them as a person, not even romantically, just you got respect for them. You're not gonna cheat on them. You're not gonna pressure them. You're not gonna, like, everything else will fall into place. I feel like
exactly.
If you respect them, you're gonna communicate with
them. And that goes back to what we said at the very beginning, like, constantly seeing what they're doing, or like controlling them. Like,
like, I respect Jada. I'm not gonna be, Jada, what are you doing? Who are you with? Like,
let me see that phone, or Or like if I
Let me
was,
see if you've been talking about me to other people on your phone. Like, I respect her. I know she
or
respects
like
me.
if I was
She's
in a
not gonna do that to
relationship,
me.
yeah. Or if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't be like, give me your password. Like,
It's just a respect thing. Like,
exactly.
we're all like, we're literally humans. If you're, you know, an adult, we're adults. Like, you don't need to have someone checking your stuff and making sure you're on good behavior. Like, you're your own person, and it's really nobody else's business.
Exactly.
As long as you respect that person, you're not doing anything sneaky.
Sneaky dinky and the winky.
But yeah, I feel like that's everything we have to talk about today. It's been a good episode. I really liked this episode. I'm gonna watch this later. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like there was some. Well, did we give advice? I don't know, but I hope there was
I feel
good
like
advice.
we did give advice.
Yeah, we did. I hope there was good advice for we'll take it out too. For those of you that haven't been in love or have been in love or are going through a heartbreak,
Or in a relationship right now, even.
respect. If you're going through a heartbreak, DM me. I will literally.
We got you, girl or boy.
I know how hard it was for me, and yeah. So
And we know, sweetie, it sucks.
we know we both been there, but you need. And if you don't have anyone there for you, that's what we're here for.
And we're probably the best ones you can have there. Nah, I'm just kidding,
But yeah, so thank you guys for watching today's episode. Look forward to our next one, hopefully, where we have our moms on. Fingers crossed.
yes.
And they're gonna be doing truth or drink.
I know we said we would do that last video, but we had some
Plans change.
Yeah, our moms became busy.
Yeah, they're crazy busy. And no, I'm just kidding. But they're also nervous. Well, my mom is at least.
My mom's like, well, what if my work sees? What if this? Like,
My mom was like, don't make me cry. I was like, Mom, how would I make you cry? But sorry, we're just talking now. Yeah, go watch our vlog.
I don't know when it's gonna be up, but
Yeah, I don't know either. But
yeah,
go watch it, enjoy it, take it all in. Take this video all in.
yes.
And thank you guys so much for watching.
But we'll be back, shorties. Love you.
Love you.
No.
Oh wait, we have to do our thing. Okay, bye guys.